I could definitely see us making it to the playoffs. You
I
know,
mean, no Kizzy, bro, no Kizzy. Or you can pull it up now. Now I got it all figured out. Oh, and before we go any further, man, my man is trying to get to 100 subs. All right, bro. We need to
yes,
get my
sir.
man right here to 100 subs. Get him out there, man. Get it really cracking. All right, and then get him on the road to
Appreciate it.
that 200.
Appreciate it.
But definitely, man, everybody, if you're new, man, if you been on my channel, you ain't subscribed to my brother right here, definitely, man, go subscribe to him. Like I said, we trying to get him to 100.
But yeah,
Let me
so
see.
after seeing this real quick, I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of small on my computer too.
No, I can see that. Say, Colts got to Colts. I mean, we got to beat the Colts anyway. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be the one loss. That'd be the one loss. I don't see the Chiefs losing any more games. I don't. So
No,
I mean,
I don't
that's
see
that.
that, and I don't see Buffalo losing to New England.
Now it could happen. It could happen.
Maybe to Miami. I mean,
No, they'll lose to Miami. I
yeah,
think they
maybe
can
that's
lose.
what I was saying.
They can lose to Miami. Jaguars, man, but the Jaguars are playing terrible right now. So that's the thing. They're not playing good. That
Yeah.
defense gonna give them problems, but they're gonna beat Carolina. Texans against the Titans is gonna be an interesting game. It's a game that the Titans could, uh, you know, it's a game that the Titans could pull out. But it's CJ Stroud playing.
Yeah, I don't know if CJ Stroud's playing.
What you said? Steelers play the who? Seahawks.
Yeah, Steelers play the
They could lose
Seahawks
that
and the
game.
Ravens, and they got to lose to the Ravens.
They could lose that game. For
Yeah,
me,
they could
instead
lose
of
that
hoping
game
that we
too.
win the division, like I know some people are hoping that, I think that shit's a long shot.
And I could see Cincinnati losing to the
Yeah,
Chiefs too.
Cincinnati gonna lose this week to the Chiefs.
So that would be the four things right there. And I think we can do that and win out these two games. And we're bringing one more to the stage real quick.
I don't
What's
know
up,
if you already
Rafa?
talked about.
Salute.
Oh, what's up, man? I don't even know if you talked about it already, but Russell Wilson not.
Yeah, we went
the
over it.
rest
We went
of
over it
the
real
season.
quick. We went over it real quick. We didn't really spend too much time on it, but yeah. So he's not playing in that Denver game.
Exactly. So now you playing against Jarrett Stidham. So
Yep. Now we're playing against Stidham. Just hope that we don't make him come out here and look like a superstar, like other backup quarterbacks. And I mean, we know him. He was with us last year. Max knows him.
Most people. I mean, AP should know him too.
Mm-hmm.
AP should know him too. So we should be all good to go when we talk about that. But I mean, I'm gonna be flabbergasted if this team makes the damn playoffs, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be flabbergasted.
Santa dropped a black present to every Raider fan on Christmas Day.
Like a mug.
Everybody opened it up, and it was a big shiny silver W.
Like a mug.
Yes,
I mean, even if the Raiders, I'm to the point. The whole point.
I said he could see Cincy beating KC. I mean,
yeah.
Is Burrow playing though? I don't think Burrow's playing. Is he?
Happen. We can still get a quarterback and do all the things even if we do make the playoffs. So
yeah,
everything not out of the question.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, like I said, now that I saw that, I honestly think, I think making it to the playoffs is like what I'd say, I'm like, I don't know, like 95, 90%. I'm more closer to it. Like, I'm pretty damn sure we're at least gonna make it to the playoffs.
I don't know. It's pretty generous. Because only because a lot of other things that's like not in our control.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah, and it always happens like that. Is if it was just like, all right, you win these last two games, you're in the playoffs. It was like, oh fuck yeah, we're in the playoffs.
It's different.
But it's always like, all right, you got to win these next two games, and these two teams got to lose to these two, and this team has to win to this team, and there has to be a draw. Right now, I don't know where we're at in the draft. I could look it up though.
That'd be good information.
What's up, Rafa? What do you think about us getting to the playoffs, Rafa?
Oh, there's a lot of chance coming out right now because I think after that revenge tour that we get it after Chargers, Chiefs, this is like a big chance to opportunity. if we had a chance to go out to the playoffs, I mean, we're getting to it. I mean, there's hypothetically, because this is like the big time right now, because there's still 2 more games left against Indianapolis Colts and Denver Broncos. And we need 2 games to win it all. Kansas City Chiefs need to lose 2 games to getting in at the top of the position at the conference and getting into the playoffs. Because the last time we just see at the playoff card, we just beaten down by Cincinnati Bengals. But I mean,
factuals. Hey, JN, you're stupid, bro. JN is dumb as hell. That fucking comment is stupid.
yeah, but I mean, that was something that I'll get agree for it. Because if we got great weapons, if we got great defense, I mean, there's a lot of possibility to go to the playoffs. Because right now we at the highest level at the defense. We just got AOC. And then we just got enough chance to go to the playoffs. Because remember the time we just get into the wild card players, we just lost against Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow. Now, 2 years later, we get that chance to go into the playoffs. I mean, it's not gonna be easy, but hypothetically, we're just gonna win the other 2 more wins against Colts and Broncos. Because I'm keeping it real. We need those games to win at all and no mistakes.
I'll say.
All right. So as of 2 days ago, we're at pick number 13, and Chargers moved up to number 6. They were at number 7. We were at number 10 last week.
Bro, anywhere within that top 15 player, anywhere within that top 15 player, we gonna get a quarterback. You trade, I'm straight. And you can trade up if you at 13, bro. I'll be able to trade up.
Yeah, we were even talking earlier about yeah, that's funny right there. What do you get when you cross a Broncos fan and a pig? Oh man, that's just funny, dude. Salute Sam Tanka.
Hey, salute Sam. Salute.
What's up, Anthony?
Yeah,
hey, but no, like you said, I mean, 13 ain't bad, but you know, the closer we get to drafts and we keep winning, like we're probably gonna fall to like, you know, I mean, what, like 17 maybe?
You probably gonna get to 17, 16 if you fuck around and win these next 2 games.
Which, I mean, that's still.
You still can trade
still
up.
Not
I mean,
bad.
somebody
Yeah.
sliding, you feel me? I mean, it don't matter. You get aggressive. It's all about being aggressive. That's all it is.
And I had mentioned it earlier too, you know, like well, I just like brought it up as like a topic to talk about. Like, do you think the closer that we get to the drafts, or I mean the closer we get to playoffs and we actually make it into the playoffs, do you think that kind of leans more towards us going with Fields? Or do you still think it's a possibility that we could still like somehow move up in the draft, trade up, or you know, something like that?
You know, I was thinking that too, only just because it's like you take yourself out of really like trading up into that top 5. You know what I mean? You're not getting there. And if you do from like 16 to 5, that shit gonna command a lot of picks. So kinda. But like,
what about a really good player?
Married to it though, like, you know what I mean. You don't have to necessarily be married. You can still, I mean, if you really wanted to, it just depends on how you want to attack your free agency. Like, I really can't wait till the offseason, bro, because the way we can attack to build this team is in like a multitude of ways, bro. You can either say, hey, look, we going all in. We gonna pay free agents. We gonna get some dudes in here. And then we gonna say fuck the picks. And then we just gonna get a dude, and then we just gonna get a draft pick. You can say that if you wanted to do that. That's one way to build a team. You can get Justin Fields and you still keep all the draft picks. That's another way to build a team. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a multitude of ways, but
I mean, because what do you think JN said? Get Fields for Renfro on a 3rd, draft O-line.
I don't know why people keep saying you're gonna have to give up a 2nd or a 1st round. You're not gonna have to give up a 2nd or a 1st round to get Justin Fields, bro. You're not.
No, I don't think a 2nd.
I know a 1st.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Nah, hell no. Turf over there talking about you gonna have to give up damn near a 1st round pick. Like, hell no. Hell no.
Yeah, no.
Not for no Justin Fields, bro. You give a 3rd and Renfro. Exactly. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. I think we should draft one too. That's me.
Yeah.
Draft doesn't have to be a first round. Could be. Yeah, I mean, it don't have to be a first round. It can be a second round. It don't necessarily got to be a first
Yeah,
round.
like you said. I mean, because we were talking about it in the group chat. Like, not everybody in those first, like seven picks is gonna need a quarterback. So
I mean, turn for some other people be thinking like every quarterback going in the top 5, like the first 5 picks gonna be quarterbacks. Like, no, they're not, bro. Like, somebody's gonna slide that shouldn't slide. You feel what I'm saying? And that's gonna be that.
I would love to take a defensive. If we have our quarterback, like let's say we get Fields for, let's just say, Renfro and a third, and we go in and I would love to either go defensive tackle or offensive line, like in with that first pick, if there's value in there. If there's
defensive
obviously
tackle without a goddamn doubt, there's at least 3 this year, bro. Yep. 3.
I'm with you on that, Sam, because if we can have that one guy in the middle, like we have in Max on the edge, that guy that an offensive coordinator has to plan around and can disrupt everything and put in work. The way, I mean, Bilal and what's his name? Not Alberts. What am I? I'm not
Butler
on the defense. Butler. There we go.
Hey, you got to re-sign that man at all costs, bro.
Like, Butler, Tillery, they've all been putting in a little bit more work in that. Yeah.
But look,
Bilal Nichols too. He's been putting in work too.
One?
Yeah.
Are you opposed to signing one? Because I mean, I could draft one all day because my pops opened my eyes. We got to get a DT who can rush the passer. That's one. We got to get one that can rush the passer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't believe you even asked this, John. If Russell Wilson was released, would you trade for
No.
Hey, Chris Jones is a free agent, bro. Would you do it?
Chris Jones? Hey, you know Kansas City players like to come over here. Kansas City players like to come over here.
You do it in a heartbeat, in a goddamn heartbeat.
Hey,
he fits us perfect. He fits us perfect, dog.
Yeah. JN says he also likes the quarterback from Washington. He's a lefty.
No, this playoff game gonna tell me if I like him or not. I've been on the fence this whole time, JN, and this playoff game gonna tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, if AOC balls out, they obviously had to start it for the next year. Then you had to pick the best defensive tackle, online CB available. If they are convinced, like a young Silvera, depending on where you're lower, I mean, the same. I mean, if AOC is meaning shows promises, but the Derek is still out to look at it. Because if the new coach seems worries a different type of quarterback that you're looking at, if you go like a quarterback and they're still giving AOC a shot that are giving it like a different skill set. I mean, Daniels, for example, you can get it at May or Williams. I mean, above all else, I mean, this is something you can manage with a top 2 pick naturally without hurting much.
I don't think it don't matter what AOC does. He ain't gonna be the starter next year.
Yeah, no, I gotta respectfully disagree, Rafa. Like, even if he gets us to the playoffs and everything, we still need to draft a quarterback, and most likely they're gonna be more talented than him, and he's just gonna be a really good backup.
I'm fine with that. That's
okay. I'm fine with that too, because
backup. That's straight.
Yeah, but who do you think? I want to see what both of you guys have to say. Who do you think deserves more credit for the defense, Antonio Pierce or Patrick Graham? And I'll go for everybody in the comments too. That's a good question, Solo. Shout out to Solo, TRS fan. Who do you think deserves more credit for that, for the defense?
I say my answer would be AP. And my only answer would, and the only reason I say that is because Patrick Graham was here before, wasn't he? I mean, and that's not to say that the defense was trash before AP took over. It's just saying Patrick Graham been here the whole year. So it's not like, like he ain't been here the whole year and he's doing something astronomically different all of a sudden. He got a whole
He's in the booth. He went up in the booth middle of the year.
He been in the booth the whole year.
Yeah.
He been in the booth
the whole
year.
Was it the whole year?
Yeah, he been there the whole year.
Went up there. Oh, okay.
So it's like
I thought he went up there middle, not middle, but
the scheme ain't different. Whatever but the freedom to call what he wants is different. And who allows that freedom?
Yeah, that's true.
Allow that freedom. You feel what I'm saying? So like, it ain't no secret since the man that took over, you giving up 15 points a game. You feel what I'm saying? And what they just give up last week?
That's right.
What they just give up last week?
14.
It ain't no secret, bro. Like ever since your boys took over, the defense took another step. So I think it's AP to me.
What's up, Turf? Got another Raider Syndicate in the house. Bang, 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 bang. I don't have that little noise though.
What's cracking, Raider Nation?
What up, Unc?
Chilling. Excited.
Ready for this next what do you think about this question? I want to see what you think about this too, Turf.
Yes, sir.
Who deserves more credit for the defense, AP or Patrick Graham? Let me see what you think, Rafa.
AP. I mean, that dude oozes charisma. I know it's not enough by any means, but he has like Dan Campbell likability and swagger. I mean, he seems like the players absolutely love him, and he coaches with the edge. Oh, I didn't notice it about Major Gaffers with regard to the clock or game management. Maybe just like a diehard can correct, but it seems like competent in that rigor because I just really like him. I mean, remember Rich Viscacci? He did like a good job as interim last year. They cast him aside, but hopefully they're not gonna make it that mistake again. But I think the deserve more credit is Antonio Pierce because what we see about the offense was really better. Maybe thinking about bringing everything, the energy, I mean, the swagger, and I absolutely love that when it did on Christmas Day because Antonio Pierce just announced like in the message, they just opened it like in the second half, they needed to step on the throats. I mean, Jack Jones just stole a ball away from the kid. It's beautiful. I mean, they're exactly what they're doing for the winning because of it. I mean, he's a lock. But I think that Mark Davis had the last choice. I mean, to cheering this and continue will be huge. I mean, the biggest thing is they need to see a quality general manager to make some critical moves for sure. I mean, yes. And I will tell it this, folks, to not bring a big name coach for the next season. Bring Antonio Pierce for one more season because he brought that Raiders swagger and then he just brought the energy that everybody thought is going to be over, but no. He just brought that swagger energy. That's the energy that we're waiting for 20 years. I mean, 100%. Yeah. If they just build the team around Max Crosby, who sees long periods, I mean, that defense is so much fun to watch. And boy, what can I say about it? What can I say? Because they have the best coach who promoted. And I will say this, based on the defensive performance over the last week, I'm all for it. I'm all for it for Antonio Pierce. Because they play so well. I'm up for it. Because it's doing such a good job that I make ownership if they don't give like a full season to cook. If the ownership is very smart, they realize what the problem is. But they gotta say anything.
Yeah.
Mark Davis got big decision to make.
Bro, you don't overthink it, bro. It ain't even a big decision. Don't even say that because it's not. It's not. It's not no fucking thing you gotta think about. Bro. Just make a simple choice. It's simple.
For everybody else, it's simple, but for him,
bro,
I mean, I could.
If I was Mark Davis, I'd be sitting there wiping the sweat off my forehead saying, well, thank God I don't have to go through the whole rigmarole. Thank God. Now I don't have to go hire a coach and do all these goddamn interviews. No, I don't have to. I already know what I got to do. I can sit back. Now I'm straight. Now we talk about next year.
What you think, Turf?
So I'm gonna go a little different on this.
I'm gonna give you a little solo layout because I need.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. So I'm actually gonna go with the fact that Patrick Graham is what got this thing turned around, and the reason that I say that is because I'm taking AP's own words from his own mouth, meaning that he totally focused on offense immediately, effectively, once he got the head coaching position. I don't even know if he's even really designated as the linebackers coach anymore. Where I believe he's thrived and where he has made his mark defensively is allowing Patrick Graham to run what he wants, to do what he wants, but most important, be aggressive. I think that was something that the last regime was not a part of. They didn't look at defense from that perspective. And with a linebackers coach as your head coach now, you better believe it. And he said it. He's been focusing 100% on trying to learn the offensive side. And I think we're all forgetting we got that guy, man. That guy called Rob Ryan, who's been on defense for well over 25 years. Like, I think it's Patrick Graham. I think Patrick Graham has been given the keys completely, 100%, and has been allowed to run it the way he wants, and that's why you see the production. It's my 2 cents.
Honestly, I was gonna say Patrick Graham too, until Rundown made that point that until AP got there, I felt like he was able to call more of like what he wanted to call. Because I don't know why I thought he went up into the booth like a few weeks into the year. You know, but I think he did. I think he did start the year off up there. So honestly, gotta say, I was gonna say Patrick Graham. I was gonna say Patrick Graham, but after what Rundown said, I'm honestly gonna have to agree that I think AP has a little bit more to do with it. I mean, it's kind of on both of them. I think AP's giving him the freedom to do it. He's letting. I mean,
that's what he said. That's what he said. I mean, in his own words, he said, "I've turned the defense over to Patrick Graham because I've been focusing on the offense and being in the offensive meetings, right? The things he doesn't know, and the things he's going to have to hire for, which makes the most sense." And that's my point. Like, if you're looking at this from AP's perspective, where would your focus be? Knowing that you already have a guy that is super capable. I mean, let's keep it real. Patrick Graham has been having whispers of being the head coach before coming to the Raiders. So, you know, he's very competent. And if you've trusted your skills and what you've done with your linebacking core and everything else that you've put in place, I don't see why you would even think twice about defense when you know nothing offensively. Right. And it's going to be your job to hire that offensive coordinator, right? Maybe even a quarterback's coach, right? You never know. Bo might feel salty and want to leave because he's not, keeping his position and he doesn't want to be the quarterback's coach, or he gets offered something, right? Who knows? You just don't know. But I don't think it makes sense for AP to focus on anything defensively, personally. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think it's a great combination of the both, like him trusting him and having that trust in Patrick Graham and giving it over to him, and Patrick Graham being like, all right, like let's roll, so I think it's a good combination, and that's why I don't want either one of them to leave. When I'm gonna be completely honest,
absolutely,
I don't want Patrick Graham to leave. I don't want AP to leave.
And it's the perfect match because, see, again, just like you have an offensive coordinator and a quarterback's coach and a quarterback, well, you have a defensive coordinator and a defensive coach, right? As far as linebackers, with that quarterback on the defensive side. A Mike linebacker is the quarterback on the defense. They call everything. Front line, coverage, everything. They shift everything. They change plays. It's the quarterback of the defense. So, I mean, AP has put everything into that all season. Again, there's no reason to even focus on that. I mean, Spillane's been playing lights out. I mean, that is AP. That's the part that I credit AP for.
Asperson too.
As far as now, how
I credit him for the DBs. I credit him for the DBs.
Well, he brought in Jack Jones. But I mean,
who said that right here? John Leon just said that.
This scheme is Patrick Graham's scheme, though. This is not AP's scheme. This is Patrick Graham's scheme. And that's my point. You know what I mean? That's why I'm saying. I mean, don't get me wrong.
But execution of the scheme has taken a tick up since he's been the head coach. That's all I'm saying.
And I think it's because he gave him the option to do the things he's been wanting to do. I don't think McDaniels was allowing anybody as a coach in any position to really do what they felt what was best for the team, which is why everybody was just not happy in the office. Now everybody actually has some say. They actually are being held accountable and responsible for the positions that they're coaching and leading, which is a very different situation, which is why you see these guys flying around for each other.
Yeah. And Anthony, you might be the only Raider fan in here saying this, but you want Jimmy G to start over AOC. Wow. That's a big negative on my part.
Hey, look. I'm gonna say something very controversial, bro. Very controversial.
Yeah.
If we get into the playoffs, I say throw Jimmy out there.
Right. I understand. I understand. No, I understand. Look,
I mean, I could understand the urge to want to,
This is my perspective, bro.
It's playoff position.
That's it. It's one game.
It has
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's just one
game.
At that point, bro, it turns into a whole new season.
I agree.
One game and done, bro. You'll never know what happened.
It's a different ball game.
Nah, because if he gets if he gets hurt, he's on the roster for sure next year.
Well,
that's like what, 12 million.
That's true.
That's true too. No, that's
true. That's true.
That's my only reason for not wanting Jimmy G out there.
My only reason is the arm, bro. I don't.
Well, I mean, not the only reason, but like this late in the season, I just don't think it's worth it.
How funny would it be? Now we know this is not gonna happen, but how funny would it be if he threw Jimmy out there, we make the playoffs, and we fuck around and win the Super Bowl? Hey,
it would be wild, bro. That would be wild.
I would die of laughter. This would be the funniest season I've ever encountered.
It would be wild.
There's no way it happens. It's not. We know it's not gonna happen, but
we still need a miracle to make the playoffs.
Exactly.
I honestly think we have more than a 50% chance to make the playoffs.
Nah, it's like 12%.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, at least from what I'm looking at, the team.
Yeah, I just looking at the stats right now. I think we had 12.5% to get a chance to the playoffs.
Right.
Oh yeah, got one more on here. What's up? Another Raider Syndicate member. What is up, AR? What is up, fam?
It's cracking, guys. Everyone in the chat, how are we all?
What's up? What's up?
Can't complain.
So we talking playoffs.
Playoffs.
Rundown just said playoffs. It's our playoffs.
Throw him out there, man.
Rundown talking about what if we make it to the playoffs? They throw Jimmy G out there and we win the Super Bowl.
That'd be the funniest shit I've ever seen, bro.
Oh man.
Just on that, I know it's maybe a comment in jest, but like for me, like when like there has been rumblings of like maybe we should put in like Jimmy G and that, like there's a part of me that's curious to see what he would do under AP's watch rather than being that like Josh McDaniels is his way or the highway kind of thing. And,
right.
Like he just seemed to bring the worst out of players being so unapproachable and just so unlikable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it would be different. Maybe it might be the same old, but like it piques my interest. Like, how would it be with Jimmy G? How would his performance be under Antonio Pierce?
The veteran presence,
Antonio Pierce is the complete opposite. He's the kind of guy that brings out the best in players in terms of like being a motivator and just someone you can gravitate towards. And salute John Leon, I see. Who does he give credit to the defense, AP or Graham? But
that was a topic we were covering right before you jumped on.
We were just talking about.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The only thing that would be different would be the turnovers, though. Like, would he turn the ball over? Because, I mean, say what you want, at least Aiden ain't turning the ball over. You feel me? Like, that's my only critique that I care about right now. Because he a rookie, bro. Like, just don't turn the ball over.
And all those
yards, but
all those throws that he got to Tucker and those deep throws and stuff, like Jimmy couldn't have made those. Like
that's my fear. My fear is
for those not even being an option.
True.
I think when Jimmy's on the field, the defense just knows that he can't make that throw. And what did we see earlier in the season? Jacobs getting stuffed in the back, everything like that, and just
the
I think
argument
everything
to even say
up.
to put him back out there was to say because there are rumblings that he's healthy now, quote unquote. Because during the beginning
never
of the season, during the beginning of the season, he wasn't healthy fully. Now, quote unquote, he's fully healthy now from sitting on the bench, not playing.
I mean, it's been what?
I don't know.
It's been what, like 5-6 weeks?
Didn't he have a foot?
5-6 weeks since he's been the starter.
It's been about
he was nursing some kind of
you know what I'm saying? Like, you mean to tell me he had all off season to get healthy and he couldn't get healthy all off season, but now that fool's perfectly healthy 100% in fucking 6-7 weeks? Miss me with that shit.
Right.
That fool is not.
Well, just like I said, like remember. Sorry, Rundown.
No, go ahead, bro.
It's like I said, McDaniels seemed to bring the worst out of players, and look, I mean Jimmy G. Like for me, I heard different you know me, guys. I don't watch too much Raider football.
I agree with you, Anthony.
I don't watch too much football outside of Raider football, but I have seen some games of Jimmy Garoppolo, and I don't remember seeing him being that as bad as what he was with us. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying is that, like,
waiting for this
under a different watch, under a guy who the players are definitely motivated from and is bringing out the best in the team. That's all I'm trying to say is, like, I wonder how different it can be. Yes, he cannot make those throws. I agree. But there are some things that he was doing decently, which is why we got him in the first place, right? You know, so playing to his strengths under AP, not having the pressure on McDaniels and that dumb fuck mentality of his my way or the highway. Yeah, so as I said, I think that's what Rundown's trying to say too. It picks
I mean,
up.
like I said, I could see why you might want to put him out there. He's more experienced. He's been there before. He's been in that situation, big games like that. But I mean, that was years ago, you know. And
I'm not saying I want him out there. I just don't recommend. I'm just saying I'm curious. Me too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious too. Like, you know, what if? But I had said it before you got on, though. One of the main reasons why I don't want to see him back out there is because if he gets hurt again and he's on this roster next season, like that's a quarterback spot and all that money lost for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't gonna want him next year, you know. So it's like
that's true.
That's one of my main reasons is why. And I was waiting for Chris to say that if we win that Vikings game with Jimmy, I'm dying on that hill. I already know you would have. I know you would have. You would have been up there. I already know you would have.
100%.
Yep. And honestly, I wouldn't have been mad at you for it. If Jimmy went in there and they did the same thing. I wouldn't have been mad at the win.
If
obviously,
they win, Jimmy gonna stay in.
But
fool yourself as much as you want.
Yeah, that's true too.
That game, they're not gonna keep him in there. They're gonna
totally
keep
agree.
him in there.
Yep, I totally agree.
You
called it earlier in the season.
And they go back to Aiden, bro. No, that's
not. You called it earlier in the season. Rundown. Remember when they went with Hoyer? You're like, them going with Hoyer means that they're just going to go back to Jimmy. And what happened?
Go back to bro. Jimmy's
right back to Jimmy.
In there. If he wins that game, he stays in there.
2 weeks later,
what I say about Hoyer, if he starts 4 games, be lucky to win 1.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. You're not gonna visit me different, bro. No. I'm cool.
We franchise tag Jacobs and trade him. What do you guys think of? What do you guys think about the Jacobs situation? Where you guys at on that?
I can really get into it, but I'll let somebody else go.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't want to mortgage the house for him. Personally.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pay him a whole lot of money, and I know the only way to really get under that is if we give him like a 5-year deal, you know, and it's still gonna have to be like somewhere close to it, but it'll still be under, you know, what he's expecting per year. Correct. Even though it's still gonna be a big contract, and I don't think that's my only problem with Adams' contract in like 2 years is that's gonna be so big. It's like quarterback money, you know, like we're paying all that money, and it's gonna be hard to actually keep players and bring more players here, especially if we're trying to make that Super Bowl run when we're paying just one person that much money, you know. So that's why if I'm not against it. I'm not against it. I know Adams is a good player. I love him as a Raider, but if someone were to offer us a higher first round and for Adams a good player and a couple of draft picks this year, maybe one next year, I might consider it.
I'm on the train, bro. I said this last offseason and people was calling me crazy, but I'm like, bro, we love Jacob, but for the amount of money he wants, it don't make sense. Now the tune has changed because you seen Zamir almost run for 150 yards. Now you're like, oh, somebody else can do that. So now you're like, oh,
somebody,
you know what I mean? Oh, I didn't know somebody cheaper can do that. Oh my goodness, it's the NFL. It's the running back position, bro. He's not gonna be as dynamic as Josh Jacobs, no, but he has the capability to run for 150 yards, and that's cool. You feel what I'm saying? At a way cheaper option. And plus, we saw it in the Charger game. That running back by committee is effective.
Yep.
It's very effective.
I didn't do too bad last game neither.
It's very effective, bro. Like, you know, if you got that nice 1-2 punch, it's real effective. You know, maybe some teams you got in there 3.
It was a leading rusher last week, I think.
Yeah, so but Rundown, I mean, they're going to sign him for like 2-3 year deal. He's happy with it because he will just fall a cliff unless he has an injury. Every elite running back that fell off in a major way had an injury because we had just had a young quarterback. The best thing we can do, like a young quarterback, is having an elite running back and a elite wide receiver.
But
we just have one of those teams.
But I say this. This is my argument to why I think that. And Turf, you tell me if anything I'm saying is wrong.
Yeah.
Jacobs needs 20 to 25 carries. He's that type of running back.
Must.
Absolutely.
Get going. He needs 20 to 25 carries for him to maximize his day.
Correct.
Zamir White needs 20 to 25 carries because
Correct.
he's that type of running back.
Correct.
For example, you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, he may need 10 to damn near get 100 because he's that type of running back.
You don't need,
may need 10 to get 100 because he's that type of running back.
I agree.
Zamir White and Josh Jacobs damn near do the same thing.
They're the same thing.
Zamir White ain't as dynamic. Keep this in mind. He's not as dynamic as Josh Jacobs, but in carry total, they need the same amount of carries to really get going.
He's absolutely right.
I agree with you.
It's gonna be hard.
You better off with a duel.
I'm probably going to be the most subjective to you guys' points, but you guys finish.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, but there's a thing because there's like a 9 running backs making over $7 million a year. He's making 12 a year. It is doing like for a game because that position is developed. And even more hardcore running teams are playing bets. I mean, look at the running backs. There's a bunch of making million or two putting up better than Fields. And honestly, she's going out to the end like 1,000 yards. I mean, what can I say it? Because the most running backs are a dime for a dozen. Because Josh Jacobs is very special and somehow elite capabilities, but there's like a lot of games this year, but he didn't show it. I mean, just render it to play for the on-the running back. He has the ability to jump, cuts, feints, and moves all the running backs can do. But at this stage, they'll continue to invest in. At this point, it's gonna be like an extension, but I think it is the right place. I wouldn't mind to pay him $6 million a year.
He ain't. Okay. Check this out, right? Is he $15 million a year?
Where is Sincere though? Where is Yeah, I don't think Jacob.
Everybody get that out of their minds, bro. Get that out of their minds. He's not the dude. He's not the dude.
Yeah, where didn't Sincere get hurt? Go
AR got something you gotta say.
Because it sounds like I'm the most going to be the most objective one, being that it's.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, first things first. Like you guys know me, I've been the loudest critique in the room when it comes to Zamir White. I've been asking for him to show something, show me that he is even a decent spellback, let alone a feature back that we can roll with. You know what I mean? Up until 2 weeks ago, he hadn't done that, and to be honest, I was ready to. If he hadn't done that by the end of the season, just draft another one and cut bait with the guy. You know what I mean? But he showed flashes in that game against. He showed flashes in that game against the Chargers. I was like, okay, he's finally showing some things. Like he hadn't really, he had a decent game, decent outing, But last week against the Chiefs had a very great game. Not taking that away. He showed me he does have a role to play and that he can be a good option at the running back when given the opportunity. Kudos to him. He finally. It took him a little while to come around. I made the point how many times that, we've drafted running backs in the last 10, 15 years, and they've been able, every single one of them, bar maybe one or two, have been able to prove themselves a lot sooner than what Zamir has. Mm. But he finally got his chance, and he did his thing. Kudos to him, proving a guy like me who's been as loud to critique wrong. However, you know what I'm saying? Am I willing to crown Zamir and move forward into the sunset with him? Not yet. You know what I'm saying? For me, Jacobs did what Zamir has done multiple times in his rookie season. You know what I mean? He's had 100-yard rushing games. He's had multiple touchdown games. You know what I mean? I'm not taking away from Zamir. A great game. But for me, Josh Jacobs is one of your top tier running backs at his best. Granted, he's had a down year this year. Hasn't been as good as what we would have liked. Am I willing to pay the house for him moving forward? No. At the same time, I feel like Jacobs wants to be a Raider. You know what I mean? So it's something that's firm but fair for both parties. Something he's willing to take that's not going to break the bank, so to say, but is enough to keep him happy. And now, I personally would like to see him keep his role as the feature back. And Zamir, if he's the spell back, cool. I'm cool with that for now, but I'm not going to crown the guy after one breakout performance. Great as it may be, I'm not willing to ride into the sunset with him. Just
What do you
We're
think
not gonna
about-
say
what do
we're
you
not
think
gonna
about
say
this, Anthony?
crown. We're not gonna say crown, but it's how can I say this? It's more like a bargaining thing where you're sitting there saying like, "Hey, all right, bro, like we like you, but we don't $13 million a year like you." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
And that's
you feel
the
me? Like, I
fucked
don't like you
up
that
part.
much.
That's why I said I want something that's fair. And you also got to remember, do you guys know how old Jacobs is? He's only
He's like-
25.
like, I was about to
Right.
say he's like 26. So yeah,
You can't-
26.
only
that-
25. You know what I mean? Like he's
that's
not like with
not-
like people talking like he's yes, he's been in the league like
As a running back, that's like 30, in my
you
opinion.
know what I mean? Like, but that's still it's not
That's
30.
like
You know what I
30.
mean? He's 25.
But
You know,
look at
so
the way he
for me, he's
plays.
still got plenty to give.
He plays.
He plays
He's
hard.
not
Play
gonna
violent,
last
bro. He
like
play
that.
violent.
He's not gonna play. He's not gonna last.
His
like
body take wear and tear.
I know. I'm not saying he's going to
Not
but like, remember in college, he didn't have as much tread on his wheels. You know what I mean? Yes, like he's been in the league 5 years.
that. How does Zeke?
That's going to count for something. You know what I mean? But
He's not even 30,
still,
bro.
like
Zeke's
being
not 30.
25 is still that's around like the peak of your athletic career usually between 25 and 28. Then it starts to go downhill. Running
I
back,
would
it
say like
might, to your point,
28.
it might be different because there's a lot more wear and tear being that he's been in the league 5 seasons now. But for me personally, I still think he's got he's still got some of his best to give rather than just
So,
at
what do you
the
guys
right
think
price.
about
At the
Anthony
right
Davis
price.
right
I mean, that's
there?
fair.
I
That's
agree with the
fair.
deal that Anthony says right there.
Yeah.
11 mil.
11 million for 3 years.
That's too much. I think that's too much. I think he needs
That's
10.
too
I
much,
think
bro. That's
10.
fair.
I think 10. Look. He messed up, man. He messed up.
He did,
messed
though.
up.
He
He
did.
held out.
He
He
did.
had a terrible year.
He
The
did.
stats
He did.
automatically tell you he's on his decline. That's just a fact, fellas. I'm just telling
He
you.
did.
Zeke is 28 years old, and Zeke is lucky to be on the team right now.
They're
And Zeke, they are very
the
similar.
last 2 games too without
They are
him
very similar.
haven't really I like we miss Jacobs in those
He's
games.
getting hurt.
Look,
He's
look.
getting
Turf's not
hurt.
lying,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
I
Turf's
still
not
think he's
lying.
the better back too. I still think he's the better back.
He is
No,
the better
yeah,
guy.
that's-
He's- He doesn't have the longevity. That's
But
where
this is
we
the
win
problem,
when it
Leo.
comes-
Anything, I think anything over. Like I said, if I were to keep him, I'd give him like 5 years. That way I can
Oh,
extend it. If I were to keep him,
No,
keeping
he's got
Madden,
2-3
dude.
years max. He's got 2-3
Look,
years
I
max.
know, but you
Yeah.
know those contracts never make it to the end. You know what I'm saying? There's always
Dude, I would
ins and
not
outs
give
of
him
them.
anything over 3 years.
2 years can be.
2
Two
years.
things can be true, bro. JJ is the better back,
He is the
but
better
guess
back.
what? At
He's
the
got
price
more wear
tag
and
he may
tear.
command, at
Yes.
the price tag he may command, we can't say, nah, bro. We can't be
We can
doing
get
it.
Zeus for
It's
less than half the
irresponsible.
cost.
It's
We
irresponsible.
can get Zeus for less than a fourth of the cost. We'll
Well, we
back
don't have to
Zeus for
retain
$2
Zeus
million.
for any
Leo.
price. Like,
I don't even
He's
think
on
we'll
a
pay
rookie
$2
contract.
million.
Samir White on a rookie contract, don't we?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. But,
Bro,
look, this is my.
And we
issue
still got
with what-
Sincere McCormick.
No, we
on that.
don't.
That
He's
oh
gone.
no
gone.
it sucks,
not
man.
Sincere McCormick. Not Sincere McCormick. Britton Brown on
He's
that
Brown.
IR,
No,
that
he's
IR thing.
No.
I'm just naming the running backs we got run down.
Right.
I'm just naming.
Oh, you
the
said
running
you
backs.
said-
Simmer down.
But
hot
see, the
sauce, simmer
reality
down.
is we don't even need to care about the running back position. It's already been proven that you can go get a running back in the draft in the 7th round.
I was.
Let's
just
keep
about
it
to
real.
get to that.
I would bet the house that we're going to some point take a running back in the next draft.
Of
Oh, for
course.
sure.
I
every
think
year,
they're
every
running
single
back
year.
like
Whether
every single
we
draft.
run with Zamel or we retain Josh Jacobs, we're going to take one. Thank you.
I honestly don't think we're going
Alright.
to keep Jacobs as much as he wants to be a Raider and people want him. And I love Jacobs, you know what I'm saying? But
He's got to
for,
take
for
10 mil.
what he's gonna want,
Gotta
for
take
what he's
10
gonna
mil.
want,
He should have
he's
took
gonna have
12
to-
mil. He should have
But see,
took
this is
he
the
12
barely
problem
got to
with what
11
what
this year.
Leo
He
said to
barely
me.
got to 11 this year.
This is the problem. What Leo said to me, like now we talking about splitting carries, bro. Like I just said,
Pacheco, Leo.
Jacob needs 20 to 25.
Yeah,
Samir needs 20 to 25 to reach maximum potential. This is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They not the type of running backs that they might break it at any given point. You feel what I'm saying? Like Saquon Barkley or Jahmyr Gibbs or maybe Bijan Robinson. They're not that type of running back. They need to consistently have a workload throughout the game.
Correct.
And towards the fourth quarter, that's when you start seeing what Jahmyr did, what we used to Jacobs doing. It's a similar type.
Jacobs had he's
talking about
he's
split
had a
carries.
few of them break
Gotta
out
work.
before, but I still agree with you with what you're saying.
So
Bro, Jacobs is 25 years old. He's got 2 more years left of his peak, and he's done. I'm just telling you, he's done.
10
He's
mil,
done.
I agree.
He's
3
done.
years.
Yeah,
2-3 years.
Yeah, so
I give him 3 years max. 2 years is probably going to be his absolute best.
I agree.
10 years, 2 million. I could see it, but I
agree.
could see them offering it, but I don't see him taking
I'm
it.
taking it. I agree
just
with
feel
He
like
wouldn't
very
take that?
offering.
He wouldn't take that.
I don't
That's
think he would
fair.
take it.
I don't think Jacobs
He
would
wants
take it.
12. He wants to.
Yeah.
Saquon got 12, right? He's going to be looking at it from that perspective.
Bro,
and somebody's going to
11
give
is,
it to him.
11 is generous to me.
Yeah, because he barely. I mean, he held out. They said no, and then they reached that extension at the end that just added 1 more million to the year. Like that's really all it was. I don't know if there was incentives or whatever, but that's really all it was. It was just an extra million. So he went from 10 to 11 million for the year. He held out all that time, and that's all he got. You know, so I can't. And then especially him having a not as good of a year as he did last year, I can't see him getting anything more than 11 million or even 10. At
You
least not
interpret
from us.
completely right on that, bro. Like he jacked himself up. He
He messed himself, bro. I'm telling. As a running back, your precious years are those first 3, and you have to get cooking. You can't afford for these contracts to keep you out. He literally lost the whole season sitting out. I knew he was going to be no good. How many times have we gotten tape saying by week 5, by week 6, he might be the normal? He killed himself,
Yeah,
and that's
you
part
can
of
say
the
that.
problem. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. You got to strike when the iron is hot. But for whatever reason, in my opinion, he got bad advice. He should have just showed up.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
He should have just had another great year, and then we wouldn't be talking about this. He would be the number 1 running back. We wouldn't be talking about McCaffrey. I don't even know if we'd be talking about if we're going to make the playoffs. To be
I don't
honest,
know, McCaffrey.
I think
he's a different breed.
Dude,
I
don't know,
agree,
man.
but-
Like, I mean, he was
21
he
rushing
Hey,
touchdowns.
he was
I'm
the leading
definitely
rusher
sure.
last year. Why can't he be the
Different
leading rusher this year? If he would have not held out, that's all I'm saying. If he didn't hold out, he would have had a better year than he's having right now. Guaranteed.
It brings me
I agree with that.
It brings me back to what
No, what was the air?
it brings me back to what I was saying before. Like, and it's not, I guess, to a point with Jacobs and just about like a lot of the other players who weren't really performing. Like McDaniels just seemed to have that effect, just bringing them. I mean, I'm not fully throwing him under the bus. You know, maybe it's got to do with Jacobs, maybe it's other things, but like, you know, for me, a very common denominator was just when we were under Josh McDaniels' watch, we were just so poorly executing on offense, and just the team just like these players that like, you know, like Devontae, like Josh Jacobs, they just weren't the same guys that they were. Hunter Renfrow is another one, you know what I mean? Granted, he still hasn't been able to find his mojo again, but I don't know, man, just that guy seemed to bring the worst out of our team. And being under, you know, Antonio Pierce, like remember when Antonio Pierce took over and Josh Jacobs started to pick up some steam and started to, you know, show flashes of the Josh Jacobs of old, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I guess I wanted to ask, like, all right, so say Josh Jacobs is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Is Zamir White, has Zamir White sold you to be that answer?
No, you draft another
one.
No. You still draft another one.
Still need a Jacobs.
You still draft another one regardless. I mean, he wouldn't. If Jacobs leaves to me, then it looks like you go by running back by committee.
Yeah.
That's how I would sell it. You feel me? Like 2 new ones.
I agree with AR too, though. Like the beginning of the season, Josh McDaniels had everything. It was a shit show. Like the whole team wasn't playing good.
Look at the offensive line. How, like, I had, you know, granted, Josh Jacobs wasn't the player of old, but like, I was watching some of those games where the offensive, I had never seen offensive line block so atrociously.
And as everything too.
What was that game? The second game of the season? Who we play the second or
Buffalo?
third game where
Buffalo?
we had, like, it was Buffalo where we had minus yards. You know what I mean? Rushing, like,
right.
I remember seeing like there's 2-3 guys in the backfield. By the time, like, you know, at the handoff transitions, like, what are you supposed to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, I had never seen offensive line blocking so badly. You know what I mean? And look at how it's been since then. Like, since Antonio Pierce has taken the ball, like the offensive line has stepped up. Like, we're running the ball better. Our pass protection is better. Like guys like Van Roten, who I scoffed at. I was like, what the fuck? He was getting dog walked in that game I was talking about, right into our quarterback. Now he's looking like he's actually a pretty decent guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing some things. We're cooking, you know? So
Right. And
Yeah,
for the
but I
record, guys, for the record, Jacobs and Pacheco are actually literally tied with 805 yards each on the season at 15.
Yep, right here.
So again, drafting a guy in the 7th round, you're gonna get the production. I'm not saying you're gonna
You
get
always do it.
Christian
anyway.
McCaffrey production
All I'm
at
saying is
1,300, but you're going to get production. You're going
there
to
are so
get
many good running backs coming out in this
exactly.
draft.
There's no reason to pay this man more than 10,000.
You don't.
Sorry. I just don't see it.
I tell you what.
I was about to say, yeah. He ain't gonna, I don't
Washington
think any
players.
NFL player playing for 10 grand. I'll go play for 10 grand.
Hey,
Give me
Yeah,
10
but
grand a
I
game.
mean,
I'll play.
this weekend, I know we're gonna be watching Penix, but my eyes gonna be on that number 7, bro. That Dylan Johnson from Washington, the running back, is so cold. He's cold, bro.
wow.
I
mean,
to
but
even be a running back
Runton,
somewhere.
I mean, for the position of the running back, it's very much that you got it or you don't position in the NFL. But here's like a thing. I mean, there's the same reason, and there's a reason why Josh Jacobs is better than dozens of players who are bigger and faster than him. And that one of the seasons that White isn't very good at dozens of players that are slower and smaller than him. I mean, Samir White doesn't have like a very good vision. So, I mean, this is the most difficult position that the running back.
And
that was his
I agree.
critique.
I kind of agree
the
with
last couple of weeks. But
I kind of agree with
proven he's got
Josh with his comment. Sorry, AR.
My bad.
I agree. Jacobs will be a good running back somewhere else, but as far as looking at Cooper and Mack, those positions are way different from the running back. You know, Cooper was just a great wide receiver, and Mack was just a generational talent. You know what I'm saying? So
Cooper checked out. He wanted
that
out.
are good in the
Mack
league
didn't want to
top
leave.
I mean, I think Cooper's still. Where's he at right now?
He's at Cleveland. He had a really
Browns?
good game last week. I think
Still
like
balling out.
200 yards.
Crazy amount of
still
yards.
balling
But
out.
like
And he's
that year,
young.
Cooper, he wanted out. You know what I mean? He didn't want no part of the Gruden regime. Mack, however, like he wanted to be paid what he was worth, what a generational talent is worth. And I don't use that word lightly, but to me, there's only two guys in my time as a Raider fan who I can consider generational talents. That's Charles Woodson, Khalil Mack. You know what I mean? As great as Max Crosby is, I wouldn't put him on that same pedestal yet. But you know what I mean? Like
that's in the trajectory.
Hey man, we only got Derek Carr to blame for that. But
yeah, because we couldn't pay Mack and Carr both that big amount of money. But I don't even know if I would have wanted to pay Mack what Chicago gave him either, though, because as good as Mack was on the defense as a whole wasn't that good. You know what I'm saying?
If the defense was like this defense, you pay him in a heartbeat.
Yeah. If you have other weapons around him and everything, but we didn't have the linebackers. I mean, who was our cornerbacks at the time?
Right, but this defense isn't exactly a team with household names. Like, I mean, you know, on paper, if I'm gonna be honest, when I looked at the defense at the start of the year, I was kind of like, we've got holes everywhere. I mean, interior, we don't have a guy who's proven themselves yet. We haven't got a guy on the other end now that Chandler Jones had kind of gone off the cuckoo that can support Max Crosby. Our linebacker core was unknown. We have got a lot of young guys in the secondary, but none of them really that we could say, yeah, he's that dude that we can lean on. So there was a lot of question marks, more question marks in my personal opinion at the start of this year than at the start of 2018. And, you know, with the right coaching, look at what we've been able to achieve.
I gotta look at that roster. I don't know.
We had Khalil Mack, Bruce Irvin, Nicholas Morrow, TJ Carey, I believe, was still on our roster.
Yeah, TJ Carey.
He was a hope and a prayer.
Then we have Carl Joseph.
Yeah, Carl Joseph.
I
think maybe it wasn't Reggie Nelson. I think Eric Harris was.
Who was that one cornerback? He was a young dude, and he got he was
Gary Conley.
Was it?
I think that was the year we drafted Gary Conley, the first round.
Yeah, Gary Conley. He was supposed to be good. He didn't end up being anything.
It didn't pan out.
Damn.
No, it didn't pan
Leo said he's so glad AR didn't say Pryor.
Pryor. Hey, Pryor is the GOAT, right?
Pryor's always the GOAT.
Weak. You know what? I honestly think though the Jacob situation is going to boil down to whatever we do with the quarterback.
Yeah.
If you get a rookie, I mean for sure.
That's what I want.
But
I want Jaden.
If you're getting Justin Fields, you can't pay him. You can't.
But we were even talking about that though. I think us getting closer to the playoffs and even making it into the playoffs, that scoots that draft pick a little bit farther back, you know. So
Yep, it does.
That's why I was saying, in order for us to jump in, we might have to look at something like maybe trading Adams and getting a player. And if we want to make that, if not,
man, I'll take him off injured.
That's counterproductive.
If not, does getting to the playoffs and getting farther in the draft pick, does that just more leaning more towards Fields at this point, because we're not going to be in that high draft pick? Like, you know, like that's kind of the way I'm kind of like teetering things right now. Don't get me wrong though, I don't want us to go out there and start losing just to get closer in the draft though. That's not what I want at all.
It's not going to happen.
That's not what I want at all.
Every time we have the discussion about trading Devontae, I always think like, bro, it's like so counterproductive. It's like cutting your nose off to spite your face. Because at the end of the day, bro, like, what does a quarterback need? Weapons. And you trading the best weapon he could have. For real.
I'm not saying I want to trade him. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just laying all the cards out. You know, I'm not saying I don't like him as a Raider or anything. And I would agree he would be a great weapon for a mobile quarterback and a you know, a more accurate quarterback, a better quarterback. I totally agree. But after next year, we're paying him like $40 million plus.
Truth is, it boils down to money, gentlemen, and we just don't have it. See, that's the problem. Like, we still keep forgetting that our roster is still messed up financially.
Mm-hmm.
We still have contracts to shed. We still have dead weight to get rid of, and we are handcuffed by
Chandler Jones contract.
Exactly, we got a lot to clean up. So that's why we keep talking about Davante Adams, because Davante Adams' contract is the biggest one on the squad, and it's the one that hurts us the most when it comes to obtaining other pieces that are necessary.
That's all.
Are you sure it's necessary, Gel, so to say? Like, I mean, I didn't think our situation was as bad as what a lot of other teams are. You know, I thought we were actually.
No, one thing I never noticed is how Rams give up.
Okay.
Rams give up everything, but they always seem to fucking, you know, they have no draft picks. They're negative in cap, and they always seem to go out there and sign good ass players and shit somehow. I don't understand it.
Hey, but gentlemen, our cap situation ain't that bad. I was like,
yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
no, bro, we have upwards of $50 million.
I'm not saying that it's possible not to trade up Leo without trading him. That's not what I'm saying. But I think if we get farther in the draft, it's going to get harder to get closer to get one of them, the top tier quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm trying to say.
I'm about to Google it. Let me see how much money. I swear we got upwards of $50 million free cash.
Anthony, no need to overpay.
60 million. So where's this coming from? That we're in salary cap kind of trouble. Like,
okay, and all that's going to be gone in the next year, because all that 40-something million.
I don't know where you're saying 60 million. I don't see 60 million nowhere.
And that's not even including who we pick up on the offseason or any quarterback that we sign or anything like that. That's the only point I'm trying to make is I
don't see where
Davante
you see
Adams is what 31, 32 average wide receiver, average, you know, player, you know, in the league, 35. You know what I'm saying? So in 2-3 years, is he going to be the caliber wide receiver he is right now?
To be fair to Davante, he's not your average.
We got.
I know he's not your average. I'm just saying, you know, but in like 2 years, like Turf said, that's just really going to hurt us to really, if we're really trying to be competitive and make that Super Bowl run, we need pieces all around everywhere on the team, you know. And I get it, he's a good wide receiver, but I'm still not saying that I want to trade him. I'm just, like I said, just putting all the cards.
Nobody wants to trade him, but I mean, the bottom line is we don't have the money.
Yeah.
Look, we got 30 million in cap space, bro.
You talking about right now, right?
And
I don't even know.
That's right now. But that's right now.
In dead cap. We got 55 in dead cap.
Yeah, dead cap. That's players that ain't even on the team and shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
We paying all that money to
million
right now
in dead cap.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Who are we paying outside? Who are we paying outside of?
People that you've never heard of. People you have no clue of that you've never heard of.
I know we're still Chandler Jones. I don't know if we're still paying Ruggs. I don't know about any of that shit.
A couple of linebackers. Look, what's Littleton? I think we're still paying.
Oh
yeah,
that's over at the
contract.
That contract was ridiculous.
Year.
That Corey Littleton contract was stupid.
I sent you the link. You might be able to click on it.
Oh, I just saw the link, but Turf, here's the thing. Yeah. I mean, Raiders had just had a decent amount for cap space this year, since a lot of dead cap for the guys like Littleton come out to the books.
Exactly.
Because if they likely cut Jimmy G for a post-June 1st designation to hit the dead cap hit, we also had dead cap for Chandler Jones, but obviously we're hoping that we remove some of the due to circumstances with the release. I mean, this deal should be enough to re-sign for other guys like Jacobs and James, and didn't want to sign a few starters for the Denver line defense, because in the draft we're gonna take a quarterback immediately. Because if AOC doesn't look very great, it'll be like the first rounder. I mean, use the rest of all picks to fill some needs. There's a lot of bigger holes to need to fill at the draft and free agency, like defensive tackle, cornerback, guard, linebacker. I think we had a competitive field team next year dependent on the quarterback and OC situation, because I don't think that's going to happen between May or Williams, but pretty sure the channel situation is conducted during the event. Whatever the money is only between Amari is not the cap, 99% sure, because, I mean, or does Andrew James not the ball wheel, because wasn't perhaps supposed to be like the news center? I mean, Andrew James wants to be like the slowest now at the league.
Yeah, but we got to get Andre James out of here. That's $6 million. That's $6 million.
Just real quickly,
yeah, but Andrew definitely snapped it where the shunk him, because it was like a point of discussion with a few year backs when it comes to fill the starting job, because he just like it any way of feeling the seconds lower than the typical shotgun snap. I mean, they had to adjust it with a couple of fumble snaps at the beginning. But if Jimmy post-carry sucks, but a lot of teams carry on 10, 20 million dead cap every year as well. It's not a big deal, but it's not a killer. Just using the Littleton and snip money with it setting up for the fire whistle, then it goes.
Just real quickly, Leo made a good point there, and I was just thinking the same thing. I mean, with the release of Chandler Jones, that was contract detrimental to the team. So does that still count as dead cap?
I think he's still getting paid something.
Yeah, they're still getting paid.
As much as what if he just outright released him for no reason?
Renfro too has a big contract too.
13-1.
That's gonna be gone.
Yeah,
that's gonna be gone.
Yeah, it should be gone.
I think that's why we couldn't trade him. I don't think anybody wanted to.
What are you gonna cut
pay him? Pay him that money.
Nobody's paying $13 million for him.
But with Chandler Jones, the conduct detrimental to the team. Like, surely that counts for something. Like, isn't there something in players' contracts where it's like, if you mess up, we can cut you, and it won't count as much of a dead cap hit as what it would if, say, like he just wasn't performing and we just got rid of him.
Yeah, he didn't get his full contract that he was owed, but he still got something. I think he still got paid something.
So
I think
the
that
dead cap hit wouldn't be as bad, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing. I mean, the wide receiver is fully stacked. Depending on well committed to rebuild or trying to compete, we need to restructure contract with Adams. Because if we can show that bringing a young talent to supplement the roster incomplete, maybe it's open it to. Because it could free cat to grab someone the offseason to bolster their line. I mean, and there's another thing. The secondary. It's been like a decade of problem, because we need to stop signing aging bets to one patch it up with a line of complete deals. If AOC is Breeze, the CB is going to be like the first pick. I mean, we need like a real ball hog out there, because the quarterback is out for the year. If AOC balls with a sticker with him, I mean, if we're going to win these games, I mean, we're not going to get on the top prospect that burning like a lot of capital to go to pick someone, because unfortunately, we're not like the other team. We're earning lower talent, so we need their picks. Depending on draft slides, we could walk away. I mean, I'm not expecting a lot of falls of grace, but Jacobs is the elephant in the room. After we're just looking at what Taylor get my big money, but giving other domestic needs. All like defensive back, linebacker, defensive tackle, quarterback. We may to invest that money everywhere else. It really depends how they can show up for the rest of the season. I mean, whether there's a free agent or the right core is a priority. I mean, the issue with the all-line is that side that Miller is a bunch of regular players. There's nothing exceptional going, and we probably should spend money on pro linemen to protect whatever on the next year, because we got Miller and Mumford for the forward's future at tackles. Parham is so cheap, he probably can stay out too, because We need to think long about Andre James at center. It's been doing okay, but there's nothing special about it because it's resigning him that would cost us. Starting centers don't grow on trees, and we're tying it up in front of this. I would say you're gonna move it at one. I'm not very sure, but that would keep it like expensive, like at a more than 100 million against the salary cap at 200 million because it has a better solution on it. But my solution is, if they had to go for the Chandler Jones fiasco, just cutting him and extend Malcolm Kuntz just like 2 more years. I mean, who would have thought that Chandler Jones fiasco would be like an awakening for Malcolm Kuntz? I mean, give it that guy Malcolm Kuntz another extension for 2 years. It's been doing great. Whether it's other Chandler Jones, it does nothing.
I'm just trying to think of where to begin. Sorry, you bounced all over.
Bring that if you can, CT. Bring that link back up. If you go down to the dead cap space, you'll notice the top 13 people that are getting paid aren't even on the team anymore, and the top 6 of them are over 4 million.
Top 8 this is the last year.
No, I understand that, but we still have problems, bro. That's what I'm saying.
And that's cool, but guess what? Hunter's gonna go. You not
12
paying
million.
Hunter
Randy, Anthony.
Yep. I mean, Alex Leatherwood is still getting paid $4 million. Leatherwood is still
Carr $5 million. Carl Nassib, I remember that.
Steve,
Carl Nassib,
Leatherwood, Peters
is getting his $1 million.
Like last year.
It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. I understand you keep saying it's the last year,
dude,
but
look how long this.
Look how long. I'm trying to say,
bro, we gonna have.
Look how long this list is, bro.
I don't think y'all understand how this works, bro. You don't just get rid of this over 1 year, bro.
I'll make a $10 bet with you right now that when we go into cap free and we go into free agency, we have like 50 million. I'll make a $10 bet with you right now.
I'm fine with that. All day. I'll take that bet every day of the week, twice on Sundays. We got 30 million. We got 30 million. It shows you right there. We have 30. When the season starts and it's time to sign people, we will have $30 million. That's what we're gonna have. There's not gonna be any shedding like you're thinking, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't think you understand how this works.
Yeah, but the 12 million
we're going to have 30 million. That's what we're going to have. It shows you right there, cap space 30.749. I don't know what you're thinking, but that's what we're going to have when it's time to start signing people come next year.
Yeah, but I mean, the 12 million, the old challenge get back for the contract to terminal to the team. I mean, that means the biggest problem with this team. I doubt we can trade him after how bad it's looking at for a real option to cut him after January 2024. We can save 30 million, but it costs 50 million in 2024, 30 million in 2025. If anyone has a better solution, I'm all for it because we got to start up front.
Right. I agree. Offense and defensive line. I agree 100%. We don't have the money, bro. We don't have the money. So that's why everyone keeps wondering why we keep bringing up Adams. That's why. I mean, no one's going to pay $13 million for Hunter Renfrow. That's the low-hanging fruit. But nobody's paying him. I don't know.
Hang on. Like you said, we got 30. Say that is the correct figure, 30 million. But that's going to change, being that we're going to be releasing players in free agency. Players are going to be walking and freeing up more cap space. You know what I mean? So it's going to chop and change when free agency, before even free agency hits. You know what I'm saying? So
we're going to have 50
there will be maybe more, maybe less money,
bit,
but like that figure will change.
I don't think we're gonna get like no.
I don't think y'all
30 million out of and like out of.
Okay, ultimate. Like where am I wrong? Like in saying that?
Well,
like is that how it works?
You're talking about the shedding, but you're not talking about what they're gonna have to still re-up on as well. That's including Jacobs and any and everybody else that's looking for money.
Who's getting re-up on that's big money this year? That's my question.
It doesn't really matter when you start to accumulate the numbers. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Those little numbers add up. If you look at the list that we have, just like we all looked at it, we were all like, "Oh, let's look at the dead cap," and then it was like, "Oh, whoa, this list is long."
What's our free agents?
Those numbers start to add up, rundown, and that's
why. Who's our free agents? That's all I
don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know off the top of my head who's going to be needing money as far as coming back.
I don't know.
What I'm saying is that it's not going to just be some huge one lopsided like y'all, portraying it to be. We're not going to just shed off a bunch of money because people are leaving and going without having to shell out a bunch of money for the people that we're trying to keep. It's just not going to work.
So you mean to tell me
if we keep Jimmy next year, that's $28 million. If we keep Jimmy on the roster next year, that's $28 million.
Which we're not.
Yeah, he's not. He's not.
Which is another reason why I don't want him on.
He's not.
No, he's not staying.
Hunter Renfrow won't be on the roster next year. He's gone. Who else gonna be gone? Kuntz is coming back, but Kuntz ain't getting signed to no massive ass deal.
No, he's not getting a massive deal. But I'll tell you one thing. Give him one more year like this year, and he's going to be due for a good year.
That's why you signed him this year, because he ain't.
His contract is going to go skyrocketing if he has another. If he keeps trending upwards,
extend him
next year. The way he's been trending, you're going to have to. He's going to be banking bank.
Listen to the keywords you're saying. Listen to the keywords you're saying. Though extending him this year means more money. That means less money coming out of your cap. I'm just saying. I'm just making sure y'all understand.
I get that, but I'm saying
but I'm just making sure y'all understand that when you pull from one, you're going to be pulling from another.
So we worry about that.
Right, but doesn't that work the other way too? Like if we're releasing players or players are walking out in free agency, that's freeing up space as well. So yes, you're right. Like if we're extending this contract, that's going to be on one side of the ledger. But if players are walking out, then that's kind of like.
It's even. That's what I'm trying to. I agree. That's my point.
Right. But if you release more players, like that cap figure might change. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that figure is going to change? It's not like that's the end of the deal. That's what I was saying before.
I agree. The figure is going to change, but I don't think it's going to change drastically.
I don't think it's going to change.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get y'all.
All I was saying that it's going to change. That's not the end all be all figure.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but it won't be by much. It definitely won't be another 10 million. That's what I'm trying to say.
I would say if anything at the most like 10 million.
You don't just pull 10 million out of the air for your salary cap.
And but I could see it with like
if they cut
players and stuff like that. I could see them getting an extra 2 million, but
several years down the line.
Hey, that's not what they gonna do. You don't think they gonna restructure either? They ain't gonna restructure a couple.
They are going to have to. They don't have a choice if they're gonna. This is what the Chiefs are going to start dealing with, right? You notice how they don't have anybody now, right? Watch
Mahomes' big ass contract,
and he gonna be mad because he actually doesn't have a big ass contract. He actually is getting the shaft right now, but the reason he's getting the shaft is for the ability to get other players. But that's the problem. He's not getting those players, so he's gonna have a problem with the money he's getting based on everybody else in the position, and he's the number one guy.
But we don't have a quarterback problem. Like we don't have that problem. Jimmy's a problem. But he's not.
He's gonna be gone. He's not
the problem that other teams are paying. You feel what I'm
saying? See, and that's the thing. See, Anthony is saying it too. We're not gonna save anything by cutting Jimmy.
If we get Justin Fields, we're gonna have a quarterback problem. We're gonna have a quarterback problem because you're gonna have to pay him $40 to $45 million. You have to. Because why? Daniel Jones is making that money. He's not better than Daniel Jones.
Come on, don't disagree with you. Don't disagree with you, but that's my whole point. That's my whole point about all of this.
Too, but it's like
that's my point when it comes to Adams too.
Exactly, as well as when it comes to Jacobs. Bro, you gotta build. You gotta build.
There ain't no way we can have Fields and Adams. Not once that $40 million hits that year. There ain't no way.
So you don't think this man is willing to restructure his deal?
Who? Fields?
No.
Play with Devontae Adams?
No.
Why not?
I don't think so. I don't think Devontae Adams
can go play for a contender right now.
I don't think so.
He can go play for a contender right now.
You don't think this man will restructure his deal at all?
No.
There's no percentage.
I don't think so. No.
Why?
And real quick, fellas, before we wrap this up and get out of here, we got a little bit more, but I just want to show this real quick. I'm extending the sale for all Real Men Are Raiders merch till January 2nd. You can go right there, like you see on the bottom, 2pcclothingapparel.com. That's the number 2pcclothingapparel.com. Code PRE15 for 15% off all Real Men Are Raiders merch. As soon as you hit the website, you can hit shop or Real Men Are Raiders on top. Appreciate every single one of y'all. Don't forget to hit that like. January 2nd until 11:59 p.m. is when the sale is done.
Support your boy.
My
Sweet.
dog got commercials.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes.
dog got commercials. Shit, fire.
Sponsored by 2 Point Conversion Clothing Apparel. You already know what it is. This is one of the sweaters right here. You can find it on the website or on the Instagram shop, 2 Point Conversion LLC. Shout out. Yes, sir. Paid
Sweet.
advertisement. All right.
Facts. That was fire.
Okay,
You gotta get it in,
okay.
nigga.
Yes, sir.
All right, fellas. So we coming up on 2 hours. I wasn't even planning on going this long. I thought it was gonna be a short one. But hey, you know, when we get
Make
into
sure
it, we
y'all
get
like
into
and
it.
subscribe. We getting
You
this man to
know,
100.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'm at 66. I was at 66 when I started the video. I'm trying to get to 100 before the end of the season. So I'm gonna try to do as much content for you guys as I can, be as on many shows as I can. Just keep trying to support everybody in the syndicate and try to put out everything for you guys in Raider Nation. So I appreciate it. Hit that like, subscribe. It really helps get the video out and build the community that we're trying here. So it's all because of you guys. I really appreciate it. And
Much love.
before we're out of here, let's let everybody know where they can find you guys. Like always, what shows. Turf and Rundown got their show tomorrow. Thursdays,
Spicy
right?
tomorrow,
Right, fellas?
Yes, sir.
Gonna be real tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thursday nights.
Let them know where they can find your guys' show and what time it is and everything like that. We'll go to Rafa, AR, and then shut out with me. So let's go with you,
You're on
Rundown.
mute, Rundown. You're on
Oh,
mute.
snap. Hi. Hey.
Go there.
Yeah, so you know where to find me, man, at the Raider Rundown. I got an episode dropping tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in. Gonna drop it a little early. Because like you just heard, we're gonna do Turf and Rundown tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central Time, 7:30 Pacific Time. So make sure y'all tune in, man. It's gonna get spicy, man. You already know when it comes to me and Unc, man, we're gonna have all the fire topics, all the
Yes,
fire
sir.
stuff going on, all the fire vibes. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. And also, once again, if you're not subscribed to my mans, make sure you subscribe. Get them over to that 100, man. You know what time it is,
Appreciate
bro.
you, fam. Appreciate you.
everybody that's in there, man.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Rafa? Where can we find you at?
Oh man, I just speak a lot for the Dead Cat Space because there's a lot of good takes that I just speak about for the Dead Cat Space and Andrew James and all these stuff like that. But you can find me on Rafael Chassin on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at El Capitan Rafucho. Also, on my Twitch channel, I'm playing NFL Maiden 24 because I just clipped that
Gotta
video.
get a game.
Yeah, and Real Man Raider, I need a Maiden face-to-face because we need to play one by
Let's
one.
go.
One versus
Sounds
one.
like a challenge.
Maiden.
Let's go. I'm down. I'm ready.
I'm ready for the
That
challenge.
need
I'm
to
ready
be
for
a
the
live
challenge.
stream. That need to be live stream.
Hey, I tried to do it with Leo.
I
I
know
don't
you
think it
see.
worked that well.
Yeah,
Me and
yeah,
Leo
I
still gotta
like
get
that
a
you didn't
rematch.
call me out, Rafucha.
No, because
got
after Real Man Raiders, I think the next one is gonna be between El Capitan Rafucho versus Afakasi Raider on Maiden.
Ah,
Probably.
Aw, I want to be there for that
Venezuela
one.
versus Australia. I got you.
All right,
I wanna
gotcha.
see
But
that one.
yeah, but I just wanted to tell you, follow my social media, Twitter, Instagram, El Capitan Rafucho. And of course, by the end of the season, at the NFL season, there's like a surprise, a new logo, and I will not get any details. There's a new merchandising coming at hot. So
Oh yeah.
not
yeah.
revealing any details.
Okay.
It'll be like a surprise new year. So get ready, folks. Get ready.
Nice.
For
That's
new
what's up,
merchandise
Rafa.
for Capitan Rafucho. And tomorrow I'll be doing like a live stream between Raiders on Civil Black Experience recap for the 2023 and the game between Raiders versus Indianapolis Colts on New Year's Eve. So you gotta stay tuned, folks. Stay
Yep.
tuned.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Rafa. Turf. Where can they
Yes,
find
sir.
you at?
As you always know, you see it at the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I also have a merch site, theultimateraiderfan.com. Yep, you can get some t-shirts and so forth there. Please.
Stickers coming soon. Collaboration stickers coming soon.
Stickers is coming. As you already know with the logo, but please represent my man right here, CT Dinero.
I appreciate you, man. Raider Syndicate, man. I appreciate you.
Real Raiders. Please subscribe, like. Let's get this man to 100 ASAP.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
Let's get that man 100 subscribers because that man over there, Real Man Raiders, he's a
special show. Yeah. Special show on that 100 subscriber day.
Yes, sir.
AR, where can we find you, man? AR.
Things first, thank you for having me on the panel, guys. Really appreciate it as always. Everybody in the chat, I see all your names. D Menace, my guy. Leo Anthony, my guy. John Leon, Grizzly Raider, G Money Baby. I see you all, so salute to everybody. I'm just another Raider content creator trying to find his way. That's my channel right there. If you punch that into YouTube, that's Avakazi Raider. That's AFAKASI Raider. Some people have a little bit of trouble typing that in properly, but if you want a little bit easier, Raiders World Order. That's my click that I run with on the Mondays, usually 5 p.m. Pacific time. We do our post games. Like, we don't really get too much into hypothetical situations, but we talk Raider football, give our thoughts, and with a bit of wrestling flair and flavor to the show, and a bit of lighthearted comedy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my show. That's what I got going on. So, if you want to just type us in, and you'll find us. So that's what I got going on. But
AR has a fun show.
I support your boy down below with the link. If you can, support him. TPCClothingapparel.com. That'd be appreciated. One last thing, I do have my own merch. Since everybody's plugging their merch, I might as well just throw it out there. RaidersWorldOrder.myspreadshop.com. That's RaidersWorldOrder.myspreadshop.com. Got your Raider gear on my, clothing apparel site. So that's just another way you can support. So appreciate you guys. So go Raiders.
Appreciate you, AR, for tapping in, man. Thank you. And for my solo outro, you already know who it is. CT Dinero, Real Men Are Raiders. And like you guys been seeing, scroll across the bottom, 2PCClothingapparel.com, code pre-order or pre-15 at checkout. Get 50% off your entire checkout. That's only until January 2nd. So on shop, Instagram shop, and on the website, only until January 2nd, you guys get 15% off right now. Stickers, other merch coming soon, collaborations with Rundown, Turf, Protect the Shield. Shout out to the whole Raider Syndicate, Raider Solo, Nothing But Raiders podcast. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And like always, man, I always say it. I appreciate every single one of you. Raider Nation for life. Keep doing what you love what you do, and we out, you guys. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe one more time. Thank you guys for being on the show. I appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Peace out. Right.
Have a good one, Rafa.
Just win, baby.